exchange.
And the next map will be Delta Quadrant. This is an extremely small map, allows for a lot of aggression, and because there's just so much space along the fringe of the maps, medevac drops are very, very prominent. On Steps of War, you didn't really see too much of that. No. It's a little bit easier to run back and forth to do defense, but it's really going to be the king of guerrilla tactics will be winning this one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cliffs you can use to attack each other's sort of natural expansions. The place where players tend to set up their first bonus base is a location that's very vulnerable to a lot of different Banshee drops, or excuse me, medevac drops, so you may see those kinds of tactics really dominating this matchup.
Absolutely. The players have joined the game. They are happy and ready to go. Give a cheer for Maka if you would like your Korean Terran buddy to win. And of course, the man who will no doubt say good luck, have fun, Maki, at the start of this match. If you would like mTwDeMusliM to win, give a cheer for your English Terran. And here's mTwDeMusliM spawning in the top right as the blue Terran. In the top left, we have Maka as the red Terran.
So let's take a quick look here. We've got a few minutes to have a look at the map so you guys can see what's going on if you're not familiar with this map. There's sort of a natural place for players to expand right up in here. It's blocked by this debris, which you can destroy to get access to it. You saw there's a cliff there on the right-hand side. That's a location that Terran players love to get their teeth into and really sort of rain terror down on their opponent. If you move out through the front base, there's a choke there. There's another expansion location. This may be, and there's the good luck, have fun.
Where's Mackie?
But no, Mackie. No, doesn't love him anymore. That's
it's personal this time. And there is a watchtower in the center of the map, which players will sometimes use, though not as much in this position, though it can be a factor in Terran versus Terran matchups, where the vision granted from the watchtower can really help siege tanks do a lot of damage at a great deal of range.
And interestingly enough, this is one of the only maps with 4 gold expansions at the left, top, bottom, and right. They are right outside the front of your base. You can see there's the entrance to Maka's base. He can easily expand there later on in the game. And for the time being, both players are just playing very calmly, very normally, just getting a barracks at almost the identical time, and we'll be getting a gas geyser shortly.
Just about, but now looking over in MakaPrime's base, this is the first time out of the series that he hasn't built his supply depots at the front of his base. Maybe he doesn't want to sacrifice those once again, because mTwDeMusliM has had a very, very kind of methodical way of playing this TVT match, and he's consistently been able to pick them off.
Well, the interesting thing about this supply depot placement is that drops are so prominent on this map, because look at the amount of space you have along the edge. And if you, by building these supply depots here, Hellions get completely cut off. They can't run behind your worker line and kill off any workers, and that's what's so cool about a game like StarCraft. A little thing like building placement will help you maybe 1 out of 100 games, but that's what you need in a tournament to be able to win.
Yeah, and that's just so great about watching these players is they're using their first supply depot, thinking 15 minutes down the road right now to an attack that may or may not come, and positioning that just correctly to defend themselves from an attack that is literally, for me, light years away. That's so far away I wouldn't be worried about it at this point, but these guys are on top of their game and they're watching for every possible angle to overcome the opposition.
I'm not too sure what Maka's busy doing. It's actually fallen behind quite a few seconds behind mTwDeMusliM as far as their production goes, because they were going pretty much neck and neck for a little bit. Yeah, and now we see MakaPrime starting to fall just a little bit behind. We'll see how that plays as the match continues. We also see MakaPrime now getting down his factory, hitting just about that 25% mark. Oh, and mTwDeMusliM as well, building it up in the top left corner of his base.
Now, I'm very curious to see if mTwDeMusliM will be opting for this big Marine Hellion mix that is extremely unusual in this matchup. Almost always, players are focusing more on Marines and Marauders. Hellions sort of lose usefulness as the game progresses, especially because those concussive shells can slow them down so much. But we've seen mTwDeMusliM able to pull big leads at the start of the game. Second gas going down from Maka. Again, biggest indicator of what is to come in this matchup. So almost certainly we'll be doing some sort of big tech pattern. And yep, there's the tech lab going down on the
absolutely. You just called it. He's going to be going something heavy gas. He may be trying. Again, we've talked about how drops are important on this map, how Banshees are effective. Even Viking raids in some cases can be more effective on this map. And those may be all strategies in our near future.
Oh, and we're really starting to see these two strategies kind of branch off. We try to see Maka attempting to get over there and get a little bit of information from mTwDeMusliM, but of course his Marine placement will not allow that. And we're seeing mTwDeMusliM go for that starport. Wow, and a bunker being placed at the front of MakaPrime's base. I think he's partially anticipating a bit of a ground push, and now we're also seeing Maka get down a starport as well.
Well, we've seen it 2 games in a row right now. He's been pushing and knocking his front door. And
again,
there we go.
Yeah,
Here it goes.
We see the Blue Flame research.
Now, see, I do want to talk a little bit about the strategy that makes this so weird. Now, for instance, putting a supply depot down here, that helps prevent a Hellion
sense.
drop that may or may not happen. It's like a safety guard. But Hellions with Reigniter, oh, we'll hold that thought for a moment, as we will just note that Maka has to run away, because
Right.
2 is oftentimes greater than 1.
Absolutely.
So we'll be pulling back there. To note this, Infernal Preigniter is only good if your opponent is going to make tons and tons and tons and tons of Marines. So he's just hoping that his opponent is doing that, and hope does not work too well in tournaments in my experience.
He's got to have tried this in the past. There's got to be some strategy he's tried in playing with his friends or playing on the ladder that's seen this work for him. And I'm not sure if he's just having a little bit of trouble executing it quite as perfectly as he would like to really get the benefits that he's looking for here.
And DeMusliM looks like he's starting to move across the map now that he has out that medevac and quite a plethora of Marines. Now, DeMusliM, while he pushes out there, has also started expanding at his natural.
And it looks like now this is going to completely throw off DeMusliM. DeMusliM is immediately going to be thinking that there is some sort of Banshee harass going on. The 10th resupply depot of this game, perhaps, is getting taken down. And he is just dropping directly into the main. Oh no, we're the Hellions with the pre-igniter. And it looks like they're actually going for a drop. Maka is going to be doing the pre-igniter Blue Flame Hellion drop.
Unbelievable.
And oh, the workers getting just roasted in the back of Maka's base. But it's DeMusliM who should be scared right now, because the Blue Flame eats SCVs alive. Oh my goodness, look at the worker count. 15.
Oh, the worker's fighting back. Down goes one of the Hellions, but it's not enough. The Hellions on the rampage is just a worker apocalypse as he comes back and picks those up and drops them once again to continue his harassment. Down to 1 with only 13 health left.
Wow.
He's moving so quickly, the effects in the game can hardly keep up. And down it goes as the Marine comes back to defend what remains of that economy.
An amazing play from DeMusliM, taking what could have been a MakaPrime, taking what could have been an extremely bad situation and turning it into something awesome. That Blue Flame really paid off. It didn't matter that his opponent was going for anything of the ground infantry. So, and this Viking may be able to pick off that medevac. No, we see DeMusliM doing a very good job of dropping out those Marines just in time. Oh, and the medevac is taken down, which means that these Marines are screwed.
Oh my goodness, he needs to be able to get some sort of damage dealt, because he has 6 workers in his main. And there's the
There's the
game.
TG.
Wow, unbelievable play by Maka in that game. That was phenomenal. The Blue Flame Hellion drop is so potent, but again, those Blue Flame Hellions, they're risky, because if your opponent makes the right units, gets shut down completely. And MakaPrime, DeMusliM did actually make the right units for Maka, and that worked out pretty well.
It really did.
And all we did was mock the choice of the Blue Flame, like blindly going it, and there he goes, winning the game in like 2 seconds with 3 Hellions.
He had no intention of fighting the front line with those at all.
Now, I would like to, of course, perhaps give the best news of the day. Better than the fact that this tournament is even happening, better than the fact that I get to cast with my brother, no offense. It is the fact that we have an exhibition match coming up soon of Slayer's Boxer against Fruit Dealer. Now, nothing has gotten a cheer that big yet at Blizzcon in my eyes.
There are going to be many cheers just like that as soon as they get that match going, and I can imagine that having you, Tasteless, and Artosis casting that is going to be phenomenal.
And of course, big round of applause for Robert Simpson and Dustin Browder for shoutcasting this match.
Absolutely an honor to be up with you, sir. Thank you so much for letting us cast with you.
Thank you indeed. So we will be taking a short commercial break, and then we will be back with some exhibition match SC2 action. Well, that almost certainly is the score screen. Are we off? Great.